This is the Pilotfish EI console for Splunk. The EI console is the integrated development environment that you'll use to build, maintain, test, and deploy all of your different integrations. In this demonstration today, we'll be showing how the EI console for Splunk's event logging transport can be leveraged to post transaction data directly as event logs into Splunk. This is particularly useful to provide you with a snapshot of your transactions as they're processing, and then putting them into Splunk and making them available there. So one thing to notice here with the EI console is every one of these transformations, no matter how complex, goes through the same 7-stage assembly line process, where data enters in the system at the listener stage, is then transformed from its incoming data format into a canonical XML representation in the source transform stage, then moves on to the routing stage, where that data is then routed to any number of target systems. Then moves on to the target transform stage, where that data is transformed from that canonical XML into the expected outgoing format, be it JSON, EDI, HL7, what have you. And then finally, in the transport stage, that data is sent to its final destination system, wherever that may be. So as I mentioned before, in this case, this transformation is a little bit different from some of the other ones. So rather than taking sort of external data from the listener and then sending it to another external system at the transport, as you might do for some other integrations, this one is actually pulling transaction data from a running EI platform itself. And so the way this transaction listener is set up is basically it lies in wait alongside your business logic and waits for transaction events to come through. And then whenever transaction events occur, this listener fires and it sort of encapsulates that transaction event and then lets you process it however you like. So in this example, we are grabbing transaction events here at the listener stage from our running business logic, and then we're using our event logging transport to send those transaction events right into Splunk. And so this is very useful if you're only concerned with, let's say, only transaction beginning and ends in this case, and you don't want to have to parse through, the entirety of your EI platform logs just to get a couple pieces of information. So here, using the transaction event listener, it's very easy to target only those pieces of transaction logic that you're really concerned with. And then again, here on the transport side, we're using our Splunk event logging transport, and this makes it very easy to take any piece of incoming transaction data, and with just a couple of quick configuration options, connection, the index name, host, and source, you can post those events right into Splunk via HTTP. You can download a free 90-day trial of the EI console for Splunk from our website.